There are a copious number of online self-publishing companies that promise aspiring authors the opportunity to distribute an ebook all over the world. Millions of authors publish with Kindle Direct Publishing, Draft to Digital, Kobo Writing Life, Nook Press, Smashwords, and hundreds of others. These companies all have the highest concentration of authors and publish thousands of titles per month. Most authors who self-publish a title never sell more than a handful, and over 70% of all authors never derive a true living through their writing. We live in a world full of terrible ebook titles that ruin ebook discovery and make it difficult to find a good book. Being an author, a lot of people something that they want to do. YouGov, a UK research and development company, conducted a recent poll that said the most desirable job is an author, with 60% of people saying they'd like to do it for a living. This is 24% higher than who want to be a TV presenter, or a remarkable 29% higher than who wants to be a movie star. You only have to look at J.K. Rowling, quintessential success story in the UK. Her Twitter feed is a thing of legend. Sadly, just being an author on its own does not earn significant revenue. A survey of 1,000 self-published writers, one of the most comprehensive insights into the growing market to date, found that while a small percentage of authors were bringing in sums of $100,000 plus, the average author earnings were just $10,000 a year. This amount, however, is quickly skewed by the top earners, with less than 10% of self-publishing authors earning 75% of the reported revenue, and half of writers earning less than $500. Meanwhile, in the US, the median household income is about $52,000 a year. The average indie author in the USA is earning less than $100 over the lifetime of their book. So indie authors, all in all, they represent about 34% of the market in the US. So out of all the books published, they're roughly about 34%. The rest are just small boutique houses, small, medium, and large publishing companies. I think that authors who do not derive their primary living from writing books are hobbyists. They're not really authors. They're not professionals. They're hobbyists. They're amateurs. They simply submit an ebook just because they can. There's no quality control mechanism for companies that offer self-publishing solutions. They're just really happy to have as many users as possible. They play the numbers game. The more authors that publish, the more money that they generate from commissions, even if it's just a few sales over the lifetime of a title, it all adds up. The vast majority of self-published authors, obviously won't earn a lot of money, and they're alone, marginalized for the most part. They're not respected by publishers. They're not really even respected by other indie authors. Many writing organizations, such as the Romance Writers of America, Canadian Writing Union, Published Authors Network, and, Science Fiction Writers of America, they all accept indie published books, but they have higher criteria. You have to earn $5,000 from your title, and because there's so many authors not even earning $100, it's almost impossible for authors to join established writing organizations, to get help, to get assistance, to get access to their resources, to chat with other, authors that are actually selling a lot of titles. So I think the big problem that I have is all major bookstores, their titles are listed side by side. What I mean by that is, if you submit a self-published title, it's listed side by side with titles listed by major publishers. And when you have that, it creates a problem, because traditionally published books have some measure of expectation of quality. This is either with editing, cover art, formatting, foreign translations, and just writing quality. I'm not saying all traditionally published books are good, because that's extremely subjective, but indie titles have no quality and control, and authors are just merely uploading a Word document to Amazon and clicking publish. So what I think is that there is a lot of hampering of ebook discovery going on right now, because authors are just throwing everything at the wall and hoping someone will stick. Chuck Wittig mentioned in a recent blog post, the sheer number of releases is an issue all on its own. It's becoming increasingly hard to stand out merely with publishing a book in either form. It's like trying to get a droplet of water to stand out in a goddamn ocean. My suggestion is for all major online bookstores that take submitted indie content to create their own sections for self-published writers. I do not think that indie titles and traditionally published titles should be in the same sections because it hampers ebook discovery. Some people will consider that segregation. Hey, I'm all for it. So why is this a problem? Like, why is my dander up about this? Well, there's so many books being published by self-published authors that it's out. There's more of them than books by traditional publishers. And if you're a casual reader looking for a new and exciting title, you're browsing Amazon, you're browsing Kobo, you're looking for a good read, you download something, it's edited poorly, it doesn't make sense, the book, it's crappily written, and what is this creating is ebook sales are going down. Sales of consumer ebooks plunged 17% in the UK. It's the lowest level since 2011. In the United States, it declined by 15% for all of 2016, and in the US, publishers' print has increased. Paperbacks, hardcovers, 7%, 4%. Every sort of paperback mass market title has grown. So why have users? Why are they abandoning ebooks? Well, I wouldn't say that the ebook dream is over, but people are clearly making decisions on where they want to spend their time on their screens. Traditionally published books have also gotten more expensive due to agency prices, and consumers are spending less money on digital and buying more print. If you have a new book that comes out and the ebook is the same as the hardcover, many people are just going with the hardcover because, after a week, it's discounted by like 30%, 50%, Barnes & Noble or Chapters Indigo in Canada, or, in the UK, for example, the Waterstones discounts them heavily, so it kind of makes sense to buy print. You walk into a bookstore and there is no indie titles. It's a thing of beauty. It's bookstores strategically organize their stores so the titles that are written by popular authors or new and notable authors, breakout bestsellers of tomorrow, they're all organized by the door. So as soon as you walk in, it's a ton of titles right there that have either are bestsellers, the James Pattersons, J.K. Rowlings of the world, or people like Justin Cronin. Not a household name by any means, but his 3 titles, City of Mirrors, have sold thousands and thousands and thousands of copies. He's millionaire from just writing books. So I think that ebooks are down because of just the shit amount of indie books that are out there right now. Traditional publishers' ebooks are too expensive. And I think that indie authors, all in all, have ruined ebooks, and this is why ebooks, people are buying more print. There's just too many shit ebooks out there that how many times are you going to be burned as a casual reader reading a few crappy indie titles before you're saying, man, I'm just going to go to Barnes & Noble. At least there's some measure of quality and control there. What do you guys think? Drop a comment below. For Good Reader, my name is Michael.